To the subtopic of radian measure. Radians are another way of measuring angles as opposed to degree measure. And radians are a more natural unit for circles. So that's why we're going to start by talking about circles. So we're going to start by talking about arcs, sectors, and segments of circles. So picture a situation, this is on page 47 of your textbook, where you have to design part of a machine which involves two pulleys. So a large circle and a smaller circle. And they're separated by 2 centimeters. So the large wheel has a radius of 15. And the small wheel a radius of. And you have to design a belt, a conveyor belt, a belt that goes around both of these circles. And it's going to be machine designed, so you have to know it's going to be machine mass produced. So you want to, the blue belt is going to be created in a circle. So we need to work out the radius of this belt, this blue belt. So the belt. And remember, with a circle, the only point measurement is the radius. So we need to work out the radius. So where would we start with a problem like this?
The two circles. Finding out the diameter and stuff like that. The area. And the angle.
Right, a lot of things were mentioned. So to work out the perimeter of the circle, well, you know that the belt, let's say it goes from this part of the circle to that part of the circle, that's where it goes. So to work out this length, this is called an arc length. So the length from one part of the circle to another part is the arc length. And to work out arc length, what can you use to define this part of the circle all the way to that part of the circle? It's not the full circumference, it's part of the circumference. So what you use is the
circumference. So when you get circumcised.
What?
You're an idiot.
It's when
You're only a YouTube creator.
okay, so it's when what you're gonna have to measure is the angle that is subtended by this arc, and subtend means the angle it makes at the center of the circle. So, for example, for this arc, it will be this angle here. And we'll see how that relates now to finding the length of this arc. Okay, on page 48, that's when the technical definitions of arcs, sectors, and segments are. So basically, 3 different
Major sector.
So there are minor and major arcs, sectors, and segments. And let's see why. So an arc is basically just a part of a circle. So if I want to define these 2 points along the circle and just measure the distance from A to B, that's called a minor arc. Minor arc AB. So it's going from A to B. But of course we could go the other way, right? And go A the other way around to B. That'll be called the major arc. And they're the same 2 points, A and B. It's just which way you measure. And the major one's the longer side. Any questions so far? So this is just basically all terminology. Another piece of terminology is a chord for a circle. And if you have a circle, you can label 2 points, A and B. A chord is the distance directly from one point to the other right through the circle. If I was to just cut through the circle from A directly to B, that's the arc. Chord, sorry. chord AB. Have you guys done circles before?
No.
I've never done a circle.
Well, we did
Okay.
the diamond and stuff like that.
No, not in terms of this.
No, not radius.
Usually we label the middle circle O, just like the origin of the point. O. And we're going to come to sectors. So the sector of a circle is part of. So these two deal with length measurements, either through the circle or around the outside. With sectors, we're dealing with area. So again, start with a circle. A, and this time the center is important. So O is the center. The sector of a circle is just like a slice of a circle. So like a slice of pizza. The sector AOB is just that, all the way to the outside of to the circumference of the circle. So this is the sector AOB. This is the minor sector. Of course, you could do the other. So you could take out the slice and care about the remaining area, and that will be the major sector. So yeah, we have the major sector, AOB. Is this fairly straightforward so far? Mm-hmm. Is there just definitions? We haven't got to how to calculate these yet. Sorry? So segments are defined off chords. So our segment is another chord running through the circle. It is almost like a sector, except it stops at the chord. So the minor segment is a triangle that's confined by two radii, so the radius A, radius OA, radius OB, and the chord AB. And this is the minor segment, AOB. So if I turn this sector into segment, I just lose the part of the circle, the part that basically touches the circumference. It's cut off by the chord. What do you think the major segment will look like?
Oh yeah, shit.
Oh, I think I did it wrong.
I know.
Yeah, I did do it wrong. So the minor segment isn't the triangle, it's the everything except for the triangle.
Is it a bit between?
Did you just do the major part?
No, that's not even the major part. The part he was doing was not correct at all.
Completely wrong. So the minor segment is this bit right here.
What? What? Mind blown.
So everything except for what I just showed you. So it's basically the area between the chord and the outside, or the circumference of the circle. Now a major segment, on the other hand, is everything else. So the major segment is the area on the other side of the chord. In the book, it's not in label. Okay. Let's start with upland. They are. Now let's go to how do we work these out. We use examples. So if I have a circle here, which is 100 degrees. More than that. 130 degrees. And I want to find the major and the minor arc. Oh, let's find the minor arc first. Minor arc, AB. The length of the minor arc, AB. So that means I want this length. Where should we start when we want just a section of circle? Sorry?
Minor segment. The triangle. The triangle. From A to B.
No, I just want the length from A to B around the outside.
Around the outside.
Yeah, so what's related to the distance around the outside of the circle that we already know about?
The
Radius.
The circumference.
Circumference.
So we start with the circumference. So if we work out the circumference, it's C equals 2 pi r, right? 2 times pi radius. I didn't tell you the radius. Let's say the radius is 5. That'll give us the whole circumference. How do we select this only this part of the circle? I'm going to take AB away,
Take AB away
but I don't know what AB is.
Yeah.
Inverse. What inverse?
You gotta use the radius. No, the angle.
I'm going to use the angle somehow. What's the full circle? What's the angle in a full
360.
revolution? So what fraction of a full revolution do I have?
130.
Out of?
360, so you work out the
You just take.
Oh, so I work out the percentage effectively. So the arc length, and I'm going to use the letter L to label arc length, lowercase l, is going to be the circumference times fraction of the circle over 360 degrees. Right? So the circumference is 2 pi r, so it's 2 pi r times fraction of the circle over 360. So let's work that out for this particular. Leave that up there as the, I guess, the formula. So arc length of this is going to be 2 times pi times 5 times 130 over 50. Work that out. You guys should be doing this too. I didn't put here, so we'll just leave it as that. Any questions so far? So all you do is work out the circumference and then work out the fraction. So if I wanted the major arc length, it's not 360 by 130 because that doesn't make sense. I can just, well, since I've worked that out, I can just subtract this on the circumference. So I can just go circumference take away 1.34. Or, if I started off without the minor arc length, then I go circumference times, instead of 130, it'll be the 360 degrees take away 130, so the other angle. That's going to be 230 degrees times over 360 degrees. Exactly like a major arc length. So can you please finish off the major arc length? Okay, so just to recap, the arc length is the circumference, which is 2 pi r, times the fraction of the circle out of 360. And now let's see what the major arc length is. One has the answer for us.
It's 20.07.
Now, we're going to move on to the second problem, which is working out length of chord. Here's my eraser.
Druid.
Get away from me. I'm changing my notes here, guys. Come on.
Actually, no, not chord, sectors. Sector is similar to what we did for arc length, but instead of working with the circumference, we need to talk when we think about the area. So if I have a sector, which is a slice of circle, and I have the angle, let's say 60 degrees. Then, how do I go about working out the area of this sector? So, how do you work out the area of a full circle?
2
pi r squared.
Not pi.
2r squared.
Pi r squared.
Pi r squared.
R squared.
That's a full circle. But if I just want the minor sector, AOB, I know the angle inside is 60 degrees. So following the process from before, what do I do? What do I do? Following the same process as before. Stephen, do you have any ideas?
60 over 360.
60 over 360, what do I do with that?
Divide. Times it by that.
Multiply it by that. So I multiply the area of a full circle by the angle over 360.
What a
And the angle in this case is 60. So for this particular example, it's going to be pi times log 5. So 5 squared times 60 over 360. So can Cameron or one of you should work this out.
Nathan.
You're not recording this, sorry.
And so it's 10, the radius is 10, and the angle here, let's say it's 100 degrees. Now, what shape is that?
That's a triangle.
triangle.
So now we have triangle AOB. So in triangle AOB, the chord, let's label it. I'm just going to call it AB. AB is the chord. So what rule do I use to work out this missing side? Do I have two pairs of angles and sides?
Use Pythagoras' theorem.
I can't use Pythagoras because it's not a right angle triangle.
You.
What do I do? There's one of two rules I can use.
Cosine or sine rule?
Yeah, which one? So remember the
Sine.
rule is one where there's pairs of sides.
Cosine rule.
Cosine.
Now I don't have pairs because I need one angle. And these aren't opposite that angle. So I have to use the cosine rule. To find AB. And cosine rule says c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Remember, it's an extension of Pythagoras' theorem. Minus 2ab cos c. So, which side is my missing one? going to be?
Hypotenuse.
There is no hypotenuse.
No.
It's not right angle.
C.
Yep.
AB.
So AB is going to be C. AB squared is going to be A and B. It doesn't matter which one you put. Minus 2 times 10. Remember that angle has to be opposite this side, and it is. AB is opposite 100 degrees, right? Okay. Now I'm going to pause it and you can work it out.
Yes.
Okay.
To get AB, you need to square root the whole right side of the equation.
Matt Ninja said this.
I can edit it later. Okay, the last thing we're going to do in this part, this subtopic, is the area of a segment. So the area of a segment, as you remember, is the part of the circle which is cut off by the chord. So this part's cut off by the chord. So we want the area of that. In this circle, the angle that subtends the chord AB is 100 degrees, and the radius is 6. So to work out the area of a segment, there's no easy formula to work it out directly, but I can work out the sector area. Remember, the sector is just like the slice of the circle. So if I work out the area of the sector and subtract, what do I subtract?
It off the area of the entire circle.
Yeah, but area of
And
the
then you subtract the area of the major segment.
The major segment is everything in the circle except for that though.
No, like not except for the triangle as well. So you have A and B, and you get that rest of the triangle where it's not the triangle or the segment. You take that away from the whole, and then take the triangle area away from the whole, and you're left with the area of the segment.
Okay, so like you said, the sector is just this part. So if you work out the area of the sector, you just get that, and then take away the area of the triangle, and then you get left with the segment area. So it's area of sector AOB, and you take away triangle AOB, or area of the triangle, right? And sector area we kind of just did. It's pi r squared times the angle over 360. That's the sector. Take away triangle AOB, and the triangle we have this side is 6. What's this side going to be?
6.
Yep, because it's the
Radius.
radius of the circle. And using our formula for the area of a triangle, half AB sine C, where the sides sandwich the angle, it's half times 6 times 6 times sine of 100. And I have to sub in the R, which is 6 pi times 6 squared times 100 over 360. Take away half times 6 times 6 is 36, sine of 100. And we'll leave it for you guys to finish.
Just right. That's part of it.
Just go again.
Just do it, Nathan. Be natural.
Okay, that's started. Okay. Hi guys, Cars Mastery. Now, back to some more news. Guess what the answer is? 13.68.